Hey everyone, it's Jennifer from StampTherapist.com, and today I want to show you another Eastern Beauty / Eastern Palace bundle card. So this is a card we made in my classes this month in May 2017, and so I'm going to show you how to make it. So let's go ahead and get started. So first we'll do our die cutting. So let me grab my Big Shot, and first I have it set up for the precision base plate. So I have the Big Shot platform with the thin die adapter. Next, the precision base plate with the black side up and a cutting pad. So just one cutting pad when you use the precision base plate, and it's only for detailed images. It's not for big open images like a circle that we're going to cut next. So these new dies, the Easter Medallion Thinlits, are amazing. There's so many different things you can do with them, so many. But we're going to do one thing with them today. And you can get those early in the month of May 2017 with these two different bundles. Actually, you get the dies in the second bundle, sorry, but you can get this product line in these two different bundles. It's the Eastern Palace bundle. And again, you can only get these bundles through May 31st. And what's special about them is they each have a free gift. So it's like a bonus for purchasing the stuff early. Plus we get to get the stuff early, which is always, you know, exciting. Each bundle comes with 3 of the new in color ink pads. So it's a great way to get those early. The new vinyl stickers, the designer paper, and the stamp set. And then the Premier bundle also comes with the Eastern Palace cardstock, the tassels, and the thinlits. You get, again, a free gift with each one. So you should definitely check it out, and if you would like that, you have to get it by May 31st. And there's always basically a free online class if you order on my website with a certain hostess code that I put on my blog each month. So I'll put a link to that in the video, along with a link to the blog post that shows you all the supplies used here. But anyway, and then June 1st, 2017, you can order all of these items individually like normal. So these dies are super versatile. The one that we're using for this card is this die right here. This one. And by the way, my thing got flipped around and there's tape on the back, but this set comes with, I believe it is 14 different dies. 14. Woohoo! Okay, so, and you can mix and match them. It's so cool. We're using the precision plate because of all this detail. And when I cut my cardstock for this card, this piece here of Fresh Fig, one of the new in colors, is where I'm going to cut this flower from. There's no point in me cutting another piece of paper to die cut that flower from. This piece is going to be hidden on the back anyway, so that's a great that's a great way to save paper when you're cutting and making cards. Okay, so let me move this up where you can see it. I just have my cardstock sitting on the platform. I've aligned it so that the petals are this way, so there's more space on each side, because we know we're going to layer on top of it, but that's the only reason that matters. And then we'll just run it through with our one cutting pad on top. And what I love about the precision plate is even with the most intricate dies you have, you only have to run it through one time when you combine it with our new Big Shot platform, by the way. It is different with our old one, but when you use the new Big Shot platform, which is these two pieces here, it comes with the Big Shot, or it's sold separately for like $24–25. That's what makes it take only one time to cut. Okay, so I love it. So much less trouble than all the work I used to do cutting intricate dies. Then I'm going to take my Big Shot die brush. This shows as a discontinuing item, but it's just being reconfigured for the new catalog. So we will still be able to purchase it when the new book comes out. I like to take a toothpick to poke out any excess cardstock from my dies, because the paper piercing tool, I always end up stabbing myself. So I like that tool for many things, but not this. I use a toothpick, and you always want to clean out your dies, because the next time you cut where you left paper in, it may not cut, you know, all the way through. And if you're like me, you won't remember to check it before you cut next time. So I clean it out before I put it away. And then of course you might need the toothpick on these pieces as well. So this is one of those dies that's really versatile in that it can be used this way, which is where the flower actually stays attached to the paper, and you can pop up these petals and put stuff behind it and layer circles in the middle and on and on. So it's very versatile, but we're going to use it this way where we cut the flower out. And some people like to fold the paper back and cut. Some people like to fold it forward and cut like this. It doesn't matter, just FYI. But I like to fold it back. I feel like I get a better view of what I'm doing. But I've been with people that I told that and they completely disagree and they prefer to pull it forward. So personal preference there. So now we'll be able to use this leftover piece as our layer, and we can have our flowers separate. So woo, saving paper there. And then we have one more thing to die cut on this card, and it's this scallop circle right here. The rest are punches. So let me cut that real quick. And for this one, I'm using my magnetic platform. And don't forget, when you purchase the Big Shot from me in 2017, you get the magnetic platform or the precision base plate free. Your choice, which one you want free. The magnetic is the one you use for positioning dies. It helps the die stay in place where you wanted it. Okay, so this is the rest of the paper I cut besides some scraps. This is the layering piece on the back of the card. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get that circle from right here, because again, why waste more paper and cut another circle when we don't have to? So there it is. It's on one cutting pad, magnetic platform cutting pad, one die. Just stick it in the middle somewhere. It does not have to be perfect. Oh, and this is a layering circles framelit die. And lots of circles. They're scallops and regular circles that combine together to layer. It's awesome. It's a must-have. So that's easy. Just run it through. No paper to pick out. Just pops right out of there. Okay. And now we can get to some stamping. So, these are my other pieces, and I will give you some measurements here. So our card base is an 8.5 by 11 piece cut in half, so it's 5.5 by 8.5. I like to fold mine with the bone folder because it gives me a nice crisp crease outside and inside your card. What I do is I align the two corners on my table. I use my thumbnail to rest it against, and then I only pinch it in one spot to get it started, and then I press really hard, make my finger turn white to get that good crease. And then in my classes, I have everyone turn their card over backwards after they fold it and stamp and sign their name on the back with a stamp. We do this because we want to brag when we make a card. You don't want to make a card for someone and give it to them and they think you bought it at some awesome specialty store. So I always have them stamp it and then sign their name in the coordinating marker. Many people do it different. Name and date, first name, last name, initials only, whatever you want. But I like to personalize my cards that way. For that, we use the I Stamp This stamp set, which is going away this month. You have until the end of May to purchase it, or when it sells out while supplies last. And our other one like this, called Better Than Email, is the same situation. It's going away too, so you want to get that before it sells out. So like right now, go ahead and click on and place an order now. Then we set this aside. This one says I stamped this, by the way. So cute. We'll set that aside and finish our card. So the next bit of stamping on here is in these corners. It's this piece right here, and it's actually, I have another video that shows what it's really for. But when I first got this stamp set, I just had to figure it out on my own, and I didn't know. And so I thought, I mean, this was the only thing I could figure out was to put it in the corners, even though it's not a perfect fit. And so this is Tranquil Tide cardstock and Tranquil Tide ink we're going to use. Make sure if you're stamping on an uneven table, bumpy, plastic, etc., you use your foam mat when you stamp. That will, with photopolymer, that will give you a nice even stamping. And make sure when you ink your stamps on Stampin' Up's nice foam ink pads that you don't press too hard. You just want to tap it around to get even inking, but only touch the stamp to the ink pad, not this part here. Okay, and then I'm just going to stamp it in the corners. It doesn't have to be perfect. I did throw some scratch paper on here because I'll be going off the edges. But when I see right there, I messed it up a little bit, but no one's going to look at our cards that close. So this one's pretty good, and this one's a little bit off, but it's fine. If you really don't like it, flip it over and try again. Okay, and then, so that's the stamping there, and then our greeting says, to think of you is to smile. What a nice card. You can really just send to anyone for any reason, to brighten their day, to tell them you're thinking of them, etc. I stamped this one in Fresh Fig, another new in color you get with this bundle, and the other one is Lemon Lime Twist, which we're not using today. And I'm going to punch this out with a 1.5 inch circle. Make sure you can kind of squeeze this punch to hold the paper in place while you're aligning, and then squeeze when you're ready to punch it out. Okay, so we have all these pieces coming together, right? And then we need, I have my circle here. We need this other circle here with Fresh Fig, and I couldn't fit both from that layering piece, so I have a scrap and my 1 3/4 inch circle punch. And so just grab a scrap, or don't even cut a piece up, just grab something from your supplies and put it on there. Okay, before we assemble this, and I need to grab my ribbon, let me give you guys the measurements. So this is the standard, almost what I do every single time, 4 inches by 5 1/4. It's just a 1/4 inch smaller than this piece. Then this piece, I'm basing this off the designer paper, and I learned this from another demonstrator. Oh gosh, I'm blanking out now. Meg Loven. To cut up your designer paper into 3 by 4 pieces, because you can get 12 pieces out of 1 sheet of designer paper, and then you can use it on several cards at this size. It's perfect. So because that's 3 by 4, this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so those are your sizes, and let me grab that ribbon real quick so I can finish the card off. Okay, so here we go. I will now attach this piece. I like to use Fast Fuse because you hardly have to use any. You use so much less than you do snail adhesive, but it will hold. It's very strong. Then I'll attach my designer paper. So this is where a lot of us mess up, and we go ahead and attach this piece to the card before adding our ribbon. So you always have to pay attention to stuff like that when you're making projects. Did you forget to add your ribbon? And just a tip, if you are in a class, of course I'm going to cut your ribbon for you, give you a piece, but when you're using your own ribbon at home, leave it attached to the roll. You're going to save so much ribbon this way. So when you add it to your card, leave it attached to the roll, and tie your knot or your bow. I like to use these reverse tweezers, which you can get in the craft store where they do beading, like jewelry making. I'm holding my ribbon so tight I can't get it under there. They're called reverse tweezers, so when you squeeze them, they open, and when you let go, they close. And now my ribbon is held for me, so I don't have to have 3 hands to tie my bow or my knot. And I'm being super frugal with that little piece there, but I think I can make it work with these fingernails. So after you tie your bow or knot, you can slide that out and then tighten it a little bit more. So that's just a really cool thing. And then trim it down. And see, so when I trimmed it there, there's 0 waste on that side. That's why I like to do it from the roll. Okay. Add you to my card now. Maybe a little more in the center. Oh, I just did adhesive here, 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 and in the center. I think I was off screen. Place that on there. So I added this flower popped up with some dimensionals. Stampin' Dimensionals, 300 for $4, plus all the edges that you can use. You can't pass up that deal. And you can curl up these petals a little bit before you attach it, or if you forget after you attach it. Let's see, I did that straight up. My ribbon might be a little high here, but you know how we just modify our cards when we mess up. It's fine. And I can probably slide it down some, but it is fine. I'm going to add the 1 3/4 inch circle flat. Flat to here. Sorry, well, both of these circles flat. And then pop up to think of you as to smile. If you pop up every single layer, nothing special is how I feel about it. So pop up the flower, then do some flat, then pop up that greeting. Say, you are so special. So that's it. That is how you make that card. I hope you like the card. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. That helps me. And if you need any of these supplies, you definitely can order those from me. There is a link below, like I said, to take you to my blog, which will show you all the supplies used, and you can order them directly from my website. They ship to you. There's a host code on the website where you can get a free class in the mail based on your monthly orders, and lots of other things going on the blog too. So I hope to see you guys again at stamptherapist.com. Thanks.